Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good day, whatever time it is, whatever day it is while you're watching. It's great to have you here. This is the Self-Love Experience. I'm Gwen Lepard, and today is the 199th day that I have done lives here in 365 days of Ask How Do I Love Myself Today. Yay, Kelly, thanks for joining. I realize that I'm actually on my computer, so I wouldn't be able to bring you on. Hello. Hopefully some of these things, ask some questions and we can do some work together while you watch. So yesterday, just took a few moments to talk about abuse, surviving abuse, thriving beyond it, self-abuse, which is actually really, really huge. And the residue that gets left in your body, your energy field and your emotions. And the thing that I do and that I'm most passionate about is helping clear out relationships, because relationships are our foundation. They're the core of our health, of our wealth, of our happiness, our joy, of how we interact with the world. And hey, Harry, nice to see you. Yeah, self-abuse, Kelly, I totally hear you. I totally get it. I didn't even realize how much I abused myself until I left my abusive relationship with my former husband. I realized that I must have had an enormous amount of attraction for that kind of behavior, because the verbal abuse that I received was immense and I accepted it. I thought that's what I had to do for love. And oh my gosh, I got out of that situation and I started listening to the words that were going through my head when I was doing some of this training back here. The words that we say to ourselves are meaner, way meaner than anything else that anybody could say to us. I recently did a talk and I'm going through, how it went at the end of it. And I'm thinking, oh, I could have done that better. I could have done that better. And then I asked my assistant, and instead of saying, well, what could have gone better? What popped out of my mouth was, so what do you think went well? The two things that I thought I could have done way better were the two things that she thought I did the best. Blew me away. We are our worst critic. There's no doubt about it. And we heap abuse on ourselves. Yeah, I hate me. Oh, hon, we got to talk. I hope that this is helpful. So rewiring. I'm Nancy Coleman. Hey, Nancy, great to see you. Tina, really good to see you too. So we're talking about continuing the conversation around self-abuse and also receiving abuse from others. And I have someone in my life that I'm close to that absolutely loathes herself. And for her, she's not open to changing that. I mean, she says she is, but when we sit down and try to do some work together, maybe I'm too close. It's ended up in making it even worse. And so the caveat here is be gentle with yourself. And that is one of the toughest things. I heard somebody say today that, I'm a strong woman, and I think that strong women are the hardest on themselves. And I would say that that's true. I mean, we put stuff on ourselves that is just so unnecessary. I can't even remember how many times I've beaten myself up. Even today, I started out this day today in a really, really bad place. I was spiraling down into depression. I was not feeling well at all. I was like, I wanted to get in my car and I wanted to just drive and drive and drive. I wanted to escape so bad. And I had an opportunity to go try a hyperbaric chamber. And it's like really gentle oxygen therapy. You just lay there for an hour and breathe. And I was able to drop into really deep meditative state. And I came out of there looking amazing. I didn't expect that. And my whole energy had shifted and changed to a place of self-love again, and ready to go forward on some of the things that I need to get done. I mean, I have all of this stuff. How do you love change? How do you love change? Your inner belief to love yourself so that many close people around you have shown you that you're not worth it. Ooh, Tina, that is a great question. Mia, nice to see you. Okay, so how do you change your inner belief to love yourself when people around you, including family members, have shown that you're not worth it? So the question first I would ask is, how have they shown that you're not worth it? And I get it. When somebody close to you and someone that has formed you gives you the information that you're not worth it, basically they're reflecting on you how much they're not worth it. They're showing you themselves. The things that people put on us are reflections of how they feel about themselves. So you can choose to accept their belief that they're not worth it and take that on, because even if they're telling you you're not worth it, what they're really saying is that they don't believe that they're worth it. So how do you shift it? So I made up this little thing. I'm going to have a whiteboard behind me here soon. So there's 3 steps, and this works whether it's for self-abuse, and this is mostly verbal abuse, because I got a ton of verbal abuse from my former husband, and then realized how much my inner dialogue was verbal abuse. And there have been a couple of studies done. One, the neuroimaging, let's see, what is it called? Oh, the Laboratory of Neuroimaging at UCLA has come up with, even though we don't really know exactly what a thought is, their study shows that we have like 70,000 thoughts per day. And according to the National Science Foundation in 2005, they published an article saying that the thoughts that we have, that 95% of them are repetitive. And of those, 80% of them are negative. So we're hearing negatives from ourselves, from others, from family members. Yeah, it's hard to build. I get that. One, Tina, you need to have some good people around you, and I'm going to be doing, one, join me here. Join me on, I changed the name of my Facebook page. Instead of The Real Relationship Revolution, which somebody else had, overcome relationship baggage, all these other things. I don't know about the OCD issues, Kelly. I don't know. Is the answer to that. I can do some research for you. So join my Facebook page, which is now renamed to Radiant Relationship Revolution, because that is so much more me. And the most important relationship you're ever going to have is the one with yourself. So yes, there are going to be people around you that may talk shit about you, and I get that it's tough to build. You need support. You need a group that can support you. So you're going to find that support on Radiant Relationship Revolution here on Facebook. This video is going to go there. After that, I'll put the compulsive thoughts, circular. Oh yeah, those looping thoughts. It's the train that just goes around and around and around, full of negative thoughts. Yeah, 95% of your thoughts are repetitive. So we have to start changing them. So the piece that I have, yes. So the piece that I have here, you can't really see it. Okay. So the first piece is to recognize that the words that you're hearing and that other people are saying, like, you're not worth it. You're not worth being loved. You're not, Kelly, what are some of the thoughts that you have if you'd be, what about self-abuse? That's what we're talking about, Tina. That's the biggie. Because the whole thing is, the most important relationship you're ever going to have is the one that you have with yourself. And believe me, even this morning, that was going on in my head, telling me I wasn't worth it, and who are you to go big, and who are you to share your message, and who are you to love yourself. All of those things were happening. So Trina, awesome to see that you're on here as well. So the piece that I'm talking about and this works whether you're doing it for self-abuse or for outside abuse, but let's focus on ourselves, because that's, this is the self-love experience. Ask, how do you love yourself today? So let's ask how we're not loving ourselves. How are you not loving yourself? What are the words that you're hearing repetitively? What are in that circular compulsive thoughts that just keep, just eating at you? What are they? Recognize them. Write them down. And that may seem really, really harsh and counterintuitive, but let's get them down on paper. Write down all those thoughts that you're having. And then so you take, you can take one of these things. On one side, write down all the negative things that you're hearing in your mind. On the other side, write the reverse of it. So that's something to start. And we can, hey, Jake, great to see you. If you don't know what self-love is, keep following me. Sorry, Kelly. That's a great question. Let's define that. That'll be a topic for another Facebook Live. So recognizing them, so writing them down. Go ahead and it may be tough to see all of those thoughts, but write them down. Because one of the things that I know, a lot of self-abuse comes from shame, from not feeling like we're enough. And wherever we got it from, whether it's family, whether it's current, whether it's past life, whether it's generational, past generations, we're dealing with it now. And that's what we've got. Deal with it now with ourselves. And yes, we can clear the DNA. We can go back and change what happened in past lives and bring that forward. There's a lot of different techniques that we can work to change the repetitive thoughts that we have. And it does take time. You can't counter thoughts. Okay, so let's give you an example, Kelly. Would you give me a thought? Would you be willing to give me a thought that you have that you know is repetitive about yourself? So write it down and burn it up. That sounds like a good one too. Just be careful where you're burning it. One of the things that that I with writing it down is I hate myself. Okay, the reverse of I hate myself is I love myself. It is. It's the reverse. So I hate myself, I love myself. And I know that sounds really simplistic, but I am worthless. I am worthy. Keep them coming, Kelly. But I don't love myself. How do you know that you don't love yourself, Kelly? How do you know? What proves to you that you don't love yourself? Got it. Okay, that's totally cool. Yeah, that's totally cool. The reverse psych doesn't work. Totally get that. So I am ugly. I am beautiful. So you're saying that saying it isn't going to change it for you. Absolutely, because I abuse myself. Okay, you abuse yourself how? Are you a verbal abuser? Or are you a physical abuser? The way you treat yourself, knowing better. Oh yeah, Tina. Yeah, got it. I hear you. The words mean nothing. Words mean a lot. You would be really surprised, because those thoughts that are running through your head, those 70,000 thoughts that are going through your head, those are words. They come out as words, and they've programmed us, and we can reprogram. It sounds like verbal abuse. Okay, awesome. So I'm going to do something right now, and then we'll get back to, so we're going to recognize the words. We're recognizing the verbal words that you use. We're going to rewrite them. Don't words other than mine. No, you don't. Okay, that's great. I get that. For someone as far in the pit, it's hard. Great. So I'm actually going to do a couple of things with you, Kelly, and everybody else can benefit from this as well. So you've probably heard of speaking in tongues. It's something that that people in Pentecostal churches do. I did it when I was a teenager. Didn't think much of it. Everybody else was doing it. It was fun. Got it. Fabulous. Okay, that's awesome that you already know that. it makes you so much easier to work with, that you know that in language impacts your thoughts, Kelly and Tina, that doesn't matter if someone else tells me good things. Yeah, we need to get down into where it all happened. So part of what's happening is in your soul. And what I'm going to do in just a few moments is like speaking in tongues. It's an ancient healing soul language. It's been coming through me since I was, well, probably since I was 14, but more consciously since my 30s. And I'm now 58. And so in the last couple of years, it's come through really strong. Oh, I love you too, Tina. Yes. And it goes past all of the consciousness. And then, last December, I was actually given little teeny bits of translation, because people say, well, what does that mean? And what is it? So the little bit of translation is actually for your conscious mind, so we can work on it while the work on your soul is happening. So there are some soul wounds here. And I get it. I think that's one reason why this language came to me, so that I can heal myself, so that I can help others heal as well. So I'm going to share some of this language with you. And so I'll start with you, Kelly, and then I'll move to you, Tina. And we'll do a blessing. I'll start with the blessing for everyone and for this talk, and then move into some words for you, Kelly, and then some words for you, Tina, and anyone else that wants to receive can pop in and say me too. So let's do this. So again, this is an ancient healing soul language, and first a blessing for us all. Kia laturua shintana bake awal yaturuma ki salia lare mona dade awa paka yetanuma sina pake awal yatunuma hu ai ndunda rayaliki satanama pa yaturuna rina tawa. Transformation is available. The little translation for that. Okay, Kelly, for you. Kawa ayalu utunua hemo hata salawa kai. Utunua yala shola tanua kai muonia. Yusuma kaletoro sholi tiemua. Karuro buna hena kawaya. Yalutuno ne himotua ne ka. Siaturua ke yuamata. The bigger the message, the bigger the shadow, the deeper the hate, the bigger the love. For you, Tina. Silatrua, ayawa matania sinoa kaiwa, yehopata, silitrua makina itrua yi, wahaitrua ka, salitrua banoriawa, eliutrua kia shawa ke, mutonora ke, yutrua. There is deliciousness in your soul, food for life. Feed yourself life. You're welcome, Kelly. Hey, Robert. You just jumped in when I was doing. It's an ancient healing soul language. It's been coming through me for a long time. I was delivering some messages to the souls of first a blessing for the entire group, and then one for Kelly and for Tina, since words, Tina doesn't absorb words other than her own, and that's good. And Kelly's got some deep hatred issues and some self-abuse, verbal self-abuse. And I've suffered the same thing, and I get it. It is a bear to break, because I've been studying all kinds of techniques to improve my self-love for a long time. And this year is my big challenge, doing it live every day here on. Oh, thank you, Tina. Yeah, that's beautiful that that you've prayed in tongue for your dad, who prayed. Yeah, she prayed in tongue. Okay, absolutely. I'm grateful to be able to deliver it to you, Tina. So, let's see. Kelly's chronically ill, has nothing. She's scared of being on the streets. Yeah. So how can we get you help, Kelly? Because being chronically ill and having nothing is, it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. And if you just want to join me every day, if you can, or watch, I will be embedding healing frequencies in all of my videos going forward. I'm an energy medicine practitioner, as well as all these other things, NLP, hypnosis, quantum jumping, ancient healing soul language. There's a very large tool room that I bring from, and you've done it all. No food, etc. Wow. On top of a lot of toxic people. Yeah. I think Kelly, I think that Tina's asking, what can you do? Or are you asking where, what? Yes, love and light. Okay. Well, we are sending you a lot of love and light, Kelly, and there's a healing audio. Okay. You want to see hypnotists? You've seen everybody. You think you need this? Okay. I'm a hypnotherapist. I have several of those on my wall. So let's talk privately about how we can make that happen, Kelly. So I know that we've tried to a few times connect, and I may have room for what you need. I can make some room. So anything else that we want to do today? You're welcome. Tina, did I answer your question, or were you asking Kelly where she is? I appreciate everybody that's here, especially, let's see, let's go ahead and for those that actually can hear words, let's finish this process. So you recognize the words, write them on one side, all of the things that you recognize that are negative that you're hearing. Okay, so you're in Seattle. Yeah, so we can help with love and light. I can help you with hypnotherapy and anything else that's in my toolbox that the energy medicine. So yeah, great. That's what I thought you were, Tina. Perfect. Okay. Yeah. So she's in Seattle, and maybe you guys can connect on Messenger and be of support to each other. And I'm working on having steps that are a little smaller to go from the self-hate and loathing and the verbal abuse to how we verbally love ourselves, and it's a practice, and it does take trying. What's about this day? Is it yes. Yeah, this day is, I don't know, that we probably have some astrologers or something that can tell us what's going on in the heavens that would say that what's about this day is about. Yeah, it started out really, really rough, and it's ended up super, super empowered, and 199 days. Tomorrow will be day 200. And like I said, I'm going to be embedding and healing energy frequencies just through my voice in every video that I do going forward. And actually, I've probably been doing it all along because it's just part of who I am. Okay, so recognize the words of abuse, write them down. If you can, write what the reverse is. If you can't, you can either burn it or rip it up, shred it. But it's good to know what you're saying so that you can change it. It's like, well, what out of these, pick 3 that you feel like you could change out of the things that you write down that are negative thoughts that you're recognizing. Pick 3 that you feel that you could change. So that's one thing. And then, so write those 3 down. And then the rewiring is feeding the new positive things while still embracing the shadow, knowing that shadow is part of it. I mean, we're not all love and light. We are shadow, and Kelly's living in shadow big time right now. And what that tells me is that there is so much light there for you, that there is an equal amount of, if you look at the yin yang, there is an equal amount of light as there is dark. And right now you're in the dark with a little bit of light. And am grateful that I get to be some of that light for you. And I bet Tina will be some of that light for you as well. And the thing is the nature of light and dark is when you get completely full of darkness, it moves into light. And that's just the nature of it. So as much darkness as you're experiencing now, as much shadow, as much pain and illness, you have just as much, an equal amount of wellness available to you, of light, of love, of loving yourself. So there's a thought to chew on a little bit. I love you, Kelly. I love you. I haven't met you, but I love you. And thank you for Trina for introducing us. And Tina, it's really great to see you here. So the rewiring. So that's, yeah. So let's do that. Let's do the simple thing. Write down the negative thoughts that you are hearing on one side of paper and choose 3 of them and rewrite a way that it could be positive. Even if you just have to imagine or pretend or think that it's somebody else. Find 3 of those that you can rewrite. And if you want, post them on this. That would be awesome. Or, reach out to me if you want some help. If you want to see a hypnotherapist or somebody that has a lot of transformation tools, that's what I do. That, or if you want to hear more of the ancient healing soul language, I find that it works for those that all of the other things, the conscious stuff, doesn't work for, because it goes directly to your soul, directly to the wounds, and it's providing healing now, and it's moving through time, space. And so in all the times and all the ways, it is working for you now. I think that's about it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. It has been amazing having you here. It's been really, really wonderful to go from a day where this morning I was hating myself and wanting to run away to feeling so empowered and hopefully being able to give you some help. Now, ask yourself, how can I love myself today? Even if it's just, I took a breath and that breath felt good. And now, you got it. Go love yourself. Love you too.